If you love me, please don't judge me. Got my hands tied, the power's above me. Don't shoot the messenger, I'm just a puppet here. If you wanna place blame, then look to the puppeteer. Family, fortune, envy, jealousy, privilege, passed on, legacy, secret, sabotage, borderline, felony, suicide, subtract, selfish, pedigree, yeah.
So yeah, even though there's an off weekend for NASCAR this week, there's still some racing that happened this weekend other than F1, you know, with IndyCar at Road America, and then ARCA at Berwyn, and then the Euro Series having their first month in the races in months at Brands Hatch. So yeah, despite being Father's Day weekend and celebrating our parents and, you know, our father figures in our life, you know, we still had some racing this week on this Father's Day weekend. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the action that happened this weekend. The very limited amount of it, that is. So, starting off, we had the Euro Series race at Brands Hatch, their first race in a couple months. And this race, for the most part, this race was dominated from start to finish by Gianmarco Iraccoli. Despite the best efforts from Vittorio Girelli, it still was not enough to stop Gianmarco Iraccoli. He had that car dialed in from start to finish, flag to flag, and won the race, dominated and won the race. As now Gianmarco Iraccoli throws his name in the ring for the wide-open Euro Series Championship battle this year. So yeah, this is starting to shape up to be an interesting championship battle for sure after 3 races. But Iraccoli's now throwing his name in the ring, because even though we're 3 races in, there isn't really yet a clear, concrete answer for who the frontrunner for the championship is. Maybe it's Iraccoli or Vittorio Girelli? Well, you know, time will tell this season. We'll find out later this year for sure. Alright, so now on to the ARCA race at Berwyn Raceway. The majority of this race, like the first 197 laps of this race, it was completely the Jesse Love show for the first 197 laps. Like, he dominated the majority of this race from start to finish. Like, the only car that was close to his radar was William Salich. Like, by the end of the race, there was, like, only 3 or 4 cars on the lead lap. Good lord, ARCA was fucking trash. But the only thing that made this race interesting was what was happening with 2 to go after we got a late race caution, a restart with 5 to go. William Salich was able to get right to Jesse Love's back rear end, and then nudged him out of the way, doing the good old-fashioned bump and run on Jesse Love, and Salich took the lead coming to the white flag. And then William Salich pulled away and got away from Salich in the last lap and a half and took the win at Berwyn Raceway. So yeah, for the second year in a row, the most dominant car in the race had a mechanical failure or something happening, because after the race, Jesse Love's left front was getting lit up on fire, so it looked like he might have lost the brake there at the end. Because remember, last year, Daniel Dye dominated at Berwyn Raceway, only to lose the race in the closing laps to Sammy Smith after a transmission or engine failure there. But this year, William Salich was able to get the lead on Jesse Love in the late closing laps. So William Salich gets his first career ARCA win. So William Salich is now officially a winner in main ARCA, because he already won in ARCA East this year. Now he's won in main ARCA. But yeah, Jesse Love, though, despite his winning streak ending at 3 straight there, looked like he had 4 in a row in the bag until the closing laps. Like, you know, even though this race was boring, it's not over until it's over. Or it's not over until the fat bitch sings. But yeah, just, you know, even though this race was boring, that ending, though, was the only good part of that race. But yeah, and then after the race, we didn't get to Jesse Love, where Jesse Love showed displeasure with William Salich by door slamming him after. And then in his interview, he complained, saying that William Salich ran him over and showed him no respect at the end. And that JGR is going to have a bunch of wrecked race cars from here on out. It's like, what the fuck is Jesse Love talking about? William Salich didn't run you over, and he didn't wreck you. He moved you out of the way, you fucking baby. Like, Jesus Christ. He literally learned nothing from Toledo last year. So yeah, it's now official. So really, Toledo was not just a one-time deal. Jesse Wolf truly is a little bitch. He's a little bitch that cried because he got raced hard. Jesse Love, it's called hard fucking racing. Learn it well. But man, Jesse Love definitely has a lot more maturing to do. Like he just cried about it. Like, yeah, he had a dominant car. But, William Salich, he wanted that win more than you, obviously. Like, Jesse Love needs to learn what fucking hard racing needs to grow up. Because if Jesse Love's keep crying and complaining about that Jesse Love's gonna get fucking eaten alive in Xfinity Cup if he keeps acting like that. Like, it's fucking sad when Ty Gibbs has more fucking balls than Jesse Love. That's sad. But yeah, Jesse Love's a fucking baby. Honestly, I'm glad William Salich won this race. Honestly, I hope someone fucking dumps some Jesse Love in a future race. Just so Jesse Love has a real excuse to complain about getting run over. Like, William Salich's bump and run, that's one of the cleanest bump and runs you'll ever see in ARCA. Like, honestly, that's a more respectable bump and run than what we've seen in the ARCA in the past couple years. But of course, like Toledo when Sammy Smith did it to Jesse last year, Jesse Love is just a little bitch that can't take being raped, that doesn't like hard racing. He's just a pussy. But yeah. Well, I mean, hey, if there's one positive, at least he didn't try and fight William Salich after and try and punch him while his helmet was on. But it doesn't change the fact Jesse Love's still a little bitch. Fuck Jesse Love. But sadly, he's gonna win the ARCA championship because douchebags have to be rewarded in life. Because life isn't fair. Alright, now to the second race of the Euro Series doubleheader at Brands Hatch this weekend. And really, the second race, it played out like the first race. Young Marco Iracoli dominated from start to finish, flag to flag, and took the win pretty convincingly. Lost, rinse, repeat. Like, Garelli tried to compete with him throughout the first half of the race, and then early on, he had a mechanical failure that forced him to retire from the race. And once Garelli retired from the race, it just gave young Marco Iracoli an easy run to the win. So, young Marco Iracoli sweeps the weekend at Brands Hatch. So, Iracoli now is the first driver in the Euro Series this year to win 2 races, and both came in the same weekend. So, yeah, maybe young Marco Iracoli is looking like he's going to be the front runner for the championship this year. But, yeah, Iracoli, this could be an interesting championship battle. I mean, Iracoli looks like the guy to beat, but like I said about a month or so ago from the year when we talked about the Euro Series in the season opener, this championship is wide open this year. We know with guys like Loris Hezemans and Alon Day out of the picture. It's a wide open championship, but it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top this year. But just remember, we're only 4 races into this 12-race season. The season's not a sprint, it's a marathon. We're only a third of the way through. But yeah, E-Rock always looking like the man to beat in the championship. But now, on to the F1 race at Montreal. And really, this race, it's played out like nearly every Max Verstappen race the last couple weeks. Like, Verstappen dominated this race from flag to flag, of course. But, all the action that did happen in this race, it happened behind Verstappen. Like, quite a bit happened. We had a couple safety cars in this race. Just a lot of madness happened, like Russell getting a puncture. You had whatever the fuck happened with Magnussen and Nick DeVries up in turn 3 when they made contact in turn 1, and then both of them locked the brakes out in turn 3. Just whatever the fuck happened there. And you also had a bit of some pit road controversy between Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso. Sadly, Fernando still doesn't have enough dirt on Lewis Hamilton to warrant a penalty. Sorry, Fernando. I think whatever dirt you had on Lewis Hamilton early in the season to get your way with the FIA, I think that magic has worn out its welcome. But despite that, though, Fernando was still able to get past Lewis Hamilton on the restart when Mercedes just gave Alonso the position just to avoid a penalty. So I guess that is a fair deal, though. But yeah, all the action that did happen in this race happened behind. Of course, you had Ferrari being Ferrari, of course, with terrible pit strategy, but still somehow ending up with solid runs. At least the one highlight of this race was Alex Albon getting a 7th place finish with Williams, so that was okay. But yeah, in the end, though, none of that mattered because Max Verstappen dominated the race and won pretty convincingly again. Even though Alonso and Hamilton kept it close, that still was not good enough to beat Verstappen and the Red Bulls. As Verstappen, I believe that's now his 6th or 7th win this season. And the Red Bulls still undefeated through 8 races. And with this Verstappen win, Verstappen has now tied Ayrton Senna at 41 career wins for 5th on the all-time wins list. As now there are only 4 drivers ahead of Verstappen on the all-time career wins list in F1. Lewis Hamilton at 103 wins, Michael Schumacher at 91 wins, Sebastian Vettel at 53 wins, and Alain Prost at 51 wins. Verstappen's now 5th on the all-time wins list with 41, tying Senna. So yeah, congrats to Verstappen on the win and tying Senna and joining the top 5 in the wins list. But yeah, can we just hand Verstappen the championship already at this point after 8 races? Because it's Verstappen's championship to lose. He's fucking dominating this damn season again. Like, hell, not only can we just hand the Verstappen the title already, is Red Bull even going to lose a race this year? Because we're almost halfway through the season, and Red Bull is still undefeated. Let me just say this, though. There has never been a perfect season in F1. Is Red Bull fixing to have that first perfect season? Time will tell there. But yeah, Verstappen, though, the Orange Army gets to celebrate tying Senna. I think a lot of Senna fanboys will be a lot better having Verstappen tie Senna than Lewis Hamilton, that's for sure.
Yo, hey.
But now we get to our main event of the weekend, the better open wheel series. The open wheel series that deserves a hell of a lot more attention than F1, but isn't getting it because of terrible fucking marketing. That's right, we're talking about the IndyCar race at Road America. And well, there was a lot of fireworks that happened this weekend. Especially in practice after an incident between Scott Dixon and Will Power. When Dixon got loose in the grass and then came up the track right into Will Power. That was a kind of a... Like, I wonder where the fuck was Dixon's spotter in that whole incident. Because that was completely unsafe. To where we had our next... Remember 12 years ago with Will Power's famous middle finger to the IndyCar booth at New Hampshire a long time ago? Well, guess what? We now have the successor to it. Our brand new Will Power middle finger. He gave the double middle finger to Scott Dixon. Yeah, he let Scott Dixon know he was number 1, all right. And then a few moments later, Will Power ran right over to Scott Dixon and tried to fight him. Uh-oh, beef alert, beef alert.
Arby's. We have got beef, motherfuckers!
That's right, we have IndyCar beef, motherfuckers. Dixon and Will Power tried to fight Dixon, but Dixon wanted none of it. Well, mainly because Will Power did a bad sin in this thing. Will Power left his helmet on like a pussy. Damn it, Will. I expected better out of you. I'm disappointed you left your helmet on. Like, Will, if you're gonna be the aggressor in that situation and want to fight Dixon that bad, take your fucking helmet off and man up to him. Like, I love Will, but I can't defend Will on that one. And before anyone says, oh, but Will wasn't thinking straight. It was heat in a moment. Well, if he's not thinking straight in a heat in a moment situation like that, then maybe he needs anger management therapy then. And I know, and before anyone in the comments says, oh, but Will Power didn't have enough time to confront Dixon about it. He had to go over there with his helmet on. Bullshit. Will had plenty of time to take his helmet off and walk over there and try and fight him if he wanted to. He had all the time in the world. Like, let me just say this. If you're going to make excuses for Will Power keeping his helmet on to try and fight Dixon, don't waste my time. Like, if Will Power wants to be the aggressor in the situation, take your fucking helmet off and fight him like a man. Like, I love Will, but I can't defend him on that one. I'm kind of disappointed he left his helmet on. I would have liked that whole scene a lot more if he took his helmet off and faced him man-to-man. But he did redeem himself in the post-race, where he, in the press conference in practice, where he would weirdly call Roman Grosjean a piece of garbage. Or piece of crap. Interesting. So, we got even more IndyCar beef. Anyway, though, enough of that chit-chat. Let's get to the race. So, yeah, for much of this race, it was really between, like, guys like Colton Herta, Alex Palou, and Joseph Newgarden. Those three would have classed the field all race. You know, in the end, though, the one thing that cost Herta in the race was some terrible strategy when he was forced to come in a lap earlier than expected. And then Alex Palou was able to get the lead. And once Palou got the lead, he just pulled away. Despite the best efforts from Joseph Newgarden and company, just nobody had answers for Alex Palou. And Palou gets his third win of the season, winning at Road America. So yeah, Alex Palou, third win of the season. And I believe this is the first time in Alex Palou's career in IndyCar that he has won back-to-back races. So yeah, it's already looking like that Palou is the championship frontrunner this year. Like, so far, he's the favorite to win the championship this year, as we're quickly closing in on the midway point of the IndyCar season. Jesus Christ, IndyCar needs to fucking expand their schedule. Like, fucking 17 races is criminal. Like, IndyCar needs to be at least 20 or more races. Like, for fuck's sakes. If the Cup Series could be 36 races, and if fucking F1 could have 23, 24 races in a season, IndyCar sure as hell can have at least 20 or more races for sure. No excuses on that front. Like, as good as IndyCar is, because let's be honest, IndyCar is a way better motorsport than NASCAR at F1. Definitely F1 for sure. I mean, NASCAR, you can make a strong case between the two. Like, main thing holding NASCAR back is all the fucking gimmicks and bullshit in the sport. For F1, for IndyCar, their issues is pretty simple. It's terrible marketing. Like, only reason F1 is even close to NASCAR in the ratings that ahead of IndyCar is because of marketing. That's about it. It ain't for on-track product, that's for sure. It's 100% marketing and all that. But yeah, Alex Palou, though, he's really making a good front run for the championship. Like, remember all that talk about last season after the whole lawsuit thing between Ganassi and McLaren last year? And everyone talking about how in this lame duck season, Chip Ganassi was going to sabotage Palou as a way to give him the middle finger before Palou leaves for McLaren in 2024. With Palou winning 3 races this year, was this the sabotage you were talking about? Because if Ganassi's really trying to sabotage Alex Palou this year, it is not working in the absolute slightest. Because Palou's running away with the championship. Because now he's at least around 70, he's around 74 points ahead of second in the championship. Like, he's running away with the championship. And by the way, max points you can get in IndyCar, I believe it's like 54, 55 points. But fewest you can get is around 5, so depending on the field size. So usually most you can gain or lose in a race is around 50. So yeah, Palou's already a race and a half ahead in points when we're almost at the midway point of the season. But yeah, even though the IndyCar championship has gone down to the finale 17, 18 years in a row, is this the year the streak ends? Because with the way this is going, Palou, there's a chance Palou could lock up the championship a race or two early. And there's nothing wrong with him locking up the championship early. Anyone that thinks that Alex Palou locking up the championship a race or two early is a bad idea is not a true motorsports fan. Let's just get that out of the way. You think it's a problem, you're not a real motorsports fan, you're an entertainment fan. And need to go back to fucking WWE or Drive to Survive. Pick your poison. But yeah. But hey, you know, if Palou's locking up the championship a race or two early, then he more than likely fucking deserves it then. But yeah, I mean, hey, all streaks must come to an end at some point this year. Is this year that 17, 18 year streak of the championship going down to the season finale gonna snap? Or is someone going to get their shit together and try and make this championship fight interesting? Because right now, it's looking like it's Alex Palou's championship to lose this year with Ganassi. But yeah, maybe Palou does get the last laugh at Ganassi before Palou leaves for Arrow McLaren next year. But yeah, and it would just be another dominant champ. It would just continue the streak of the championship being won by a Penske or Ganassi driver dating back to 2013. Because let me just say this here real quick. The last championship in IndyCar to be won by a driver not from Ganassi or Penske was Ryan Hunter-Reay in 2012 with Andretti. Every championship from 2013 to present day has been won by either Ganassi or a Penske driver. So yeah. But still, the competition's a hell of a lot better. It's at least not one guy from each team. Penske, it's been 3 different drivers in that span, with Will Power winning 2 titles, Newgarden winning 2 titles, and Simon Pagenaud winning the championship. For Ganassi, it's been mainly Scott Dixon winning a lot of championships. And then there was also Alex Palou's championship in 2021, obviously. But yeah, still, that's just crazy how 2 teams have just dominated the sport since 2013 and would trade the title back and forth like a hot potato. But yeah, maybe with Alex Palou going to McLaren next year, that changes. But, still, we still got a long season to go. The season's not a sprint, it's a marathon. But yeah, still a solid race at Road America. Congrats to Palou on his 3rd win this season. What a season he's putting together so far. Will it result in a 2nd championship in 3 years? Keep tuning in to find out. But yeah, it's also good though to give IndyCar a spotlight this week and get some attention it rightfully deserved outside of a vlog. But yeah, because this is the Cup Series one and only off weekend this week, and yeah. But yeah, anyway though, I think that about wraps it up. IndyCar's next race isn't for 2 weeks until they go to Mid-Ohio on 4th of July long weekend. The same weekend that NASCAR goes to the shithole race in Chitoilet. But yeah, of course, NASCAR's back next week on NBC at Nashville Superspeedway Sunday night. Looking forward to that race. I'm glad NBC's back. Yes. You cannot do any worse than Fox. But anyway, though, I think that wraps it up here. I'm out. See you next week.